Florals make, showcasing some dies from our July super sale, which I believe is live right now on the website. So if you like a couple of the floral dies that I've used, make sure to go and check it out. There are also tons of other dies, chapter 1, chapter 2, a couple of making essentials on there, and they're all up to 80% off. So even if you're not a fan of the dies that I've used, make sure to go over and check that sale out, because there's tons of dies and I'm sure you'll find something that you've been lusting after that'll be discounted. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing a summer florals make, like I said, and I'm actually going to be showing you how to make this lovely sort of floral number, and it could be used for table numbers at weddings or parties. I know those things are slowly starting to come back into our lives, and we're starting to plan for those things again. Or it could also be used as a cake topper for a birthday. So you could put whatever number you want on there. You could even put a name if you really wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make that today. So the basis of that is obviously that oval shape. So I've used the oval framelits to do that, and I've actually started to cut those out already. So from the largest oval framelit, I cut out an oval using our gold Opulent cardstock, and this is the glitter cardstock. So I've used that as my base, and then I've just got a white cardstock oval from the second largest. So I'm actually going to layer those up and just use some express glue to do that. I'm also going to use a glue gun throughout this make, so you could just use the glue gun for everything if you wanted to. That's up to you. Okay, so we've got that basis. Now I'm actually going to show you how to make this extra little bit, as I wanted some more colour up here, but I wanted it to sort of form with that oval base that we've got. So I'm going to take the second largest oval that we use for that white cardstock oval, and I'm going to cut that from some of our lightest pink from the ballet slipper cardstock, and I'm going to cut that out. Just feed that through. Okay, and then I'm going to keep that on the machine and then layer the same framelit over the top at an angle, because I want this section on my finished piece. So you can play around with it. You could even use maker's tape to hold it down. It's completely up to you. I might even do a little bit more that way. And if you mess it up, don't worry, because you could just move it around and do it on the opposite side. So that's absolutely fine. I'm actually going to feed it back through. There we go. Okay, so once I take the framelit away, you can see that it's cut along there. So we've got that section cut out, and then I'm not going to use that, but like I said, if you did want to change about the shape, you just go over the bottom section. That's absolutely fine. And then I've got that there, and it fits perfectly to that white oval. So I'm going to stick that down, and then we've basically got the base of the oval there. So just make sure it perfectly lines up. There we go, before the glue dries. Okay, so we've got that base. Now I'm going to start to work on these lovely florals, and the main die that I've used for those is the Bold Blossoms die from chapter 2, which is in the sale. So if you do like this one, make sure to go and check it out. Because it is a Bigz die, you can use it with cardstock, but you can also use it with like felt or fabric or stuff like that. So if you weren't a fan of the cardstock flowers on this, you could do it in felt, or if you want to use it for something else and you're a bit more textile based, these dies are great for that. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out just all in one. And for this, you don't actually need the platform that comes with your machine, you just need the plates. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side for now. Because it is a bigger die, you literally just need to sandwich it between those two plates. Whereas Thinlits, like you saw with the oval, you will need that platform underneath. Okay, so that's just cut out really nicely. And this is from the Cherry Blossom cardstock, so it's just ever so slightly lighter than the first pink that we use, which is Ballet Slipper. So I'm just going to get all of those pieces for the flower out and have those there. And then we're going to start to sculpt them as well. Just pop that there. But I'm also going to make sure I have all of my other pieces cut out as well. So I want a couple of leaves, so I've got those there, and this will actually show you I'm going to cut several at once, so I'm just going to layer those up on the area where the leaf cuts out, and then I'm actually going to cut out a couple more sections of the flower. So I've got two ordinary ones in cardstock, and then I've also got one that I've attached some adhesive sheet onto, and that is going to help, sorry, I can't get my words out, that's going to help to adhere the glitter onto those centre pieces. So I'm going to cut that out as well. And this is really great for Bigz dies because you can cut several pieces at once. So just make sure they're sandwiched on there. And put that through your machine. You can see that's already cut, like, absolutely fine. Some of these more intricate shapes might take a bit of pushing to get out, but you can see there you've got those shapes. I think two of them are stuck together. There we go. And there you are. So that's 3 pieces of cardstock, but yeah, I think you can do so many. I believe it's up to like 8 or 9 pieces of cardstock in one go, so that's just super quick and handy if you're making several of these, particularly for like table numbers. Then you can make these way quicker with a Bigz die. Okay, so we've got all those elements. I did also cut out a couple floral elements from this die, which is a floral edges die from chapter 1. So it kind of wraps over, but I've actually used the extra floral elements. So don't think that if I purchase a floral die or something with flowers on that it's just for that. Having those extra floral elements in any die really come in handy no matter what you're making, and can be really, really versatile without you even realising. So I've cut some of those out from white and cherry blossom cardstock as well. And now we can start assembling and moulding those flowers. So to do so, I've got my paper sculpting kit. If you haven't seen this before, you get that foam pad and you get a couple of these sort of ball-ended, I suppose, I don't know what they are, they're tools, there we go. And these are perfect for creating that dimension with that paper. Okay, you do also get a couple of other things in this set, so you get like your scissors and a pair of tweezers and stuff like that. But I love to use my paper sculpting kit to actually sculpt my flowers. So I'm going to use the medium size one, and literally, I'll put it in the middle for you, there you go. Run it round like so, and it instantly creates dimension with those flowers. There we go. And I'm going to do it with several of the pieces. Just make sure I've got them all sculpted. Even the one that I have put some adhesive on, just makes it easier if it's sculpted beforehand. And then I've even got a couple of white ones here that I cut before. And I'll do a couple of these baby ones as well. So mix and match your florals. Like I said, there are loads in the July super sale, so make sure to go and have a browse and see which ones you're missing in your collection or would suit your collection better. There's loads on there. And I'm also going to quickly sculpt these leaves as well. So I kind of hold it at the stem, run down the centre and then around the edge, and it just gives it a bit of shape. So down the centre and then around the edge, like so. And you can even just bend them and manipulate them with your fingers a little bit if you want to change the shape ever so slightly as well. So there we go. So we've got all those pieces, and we can now start kind of assembling those. I will add the glitter on first though, just to show you that lovely bit of sparkle. So I've done it with the centre element like I showed you from that Bulb Blossoms die. So I had the adhesive sheet on there, and then I'm just going to attempt to peel it off. Sometimes it never wants to come off. There we go. Okay, so that's now sticky on the top, and I've actually already cut my number from the chunky alphabet die from chapter 1, I believe. So again, this is also in the sale, which is a great die to have. Really handy, really versatile. So I've done that with both of those, and I'm going to cover it with the cherry blossom glitter, which matches the cardstock perfectly. So there we go. That's covered, and then just pick it out with your tweezers, shake it off, and you have those lovely glitter elements there. Okay, I have used my funnel tray so I can put it back into the little jar of glitter, but for time's sake I'm just going to pop it to one side for now. So I'll keep it there, try not to knock it over. And so we've pretty much got all the elements, so we can now start to kind of assemble those flowers. So I tend to assemble the flowers first with normal glue and then probably attach them to the main bit with a glue gun, but again, it'll work either way, so whatever you want to use. The express glue is really quick drying, so it does work for these florals. So I'm just going to build that up layer by layer, and you'll see straight away how easy the Bulb Blossom die is to sort of build up, and it's almost self-explanatory how it goes together. But you could use different bits and make different flowers. There we are. So we've got that glitter one. I'm just going to make a couple of other flowers as well. So this is the same die, but I've just made a little flower there, just by layering two of the pieces up, and then I'm going to do the same with this white one here. Okay. So give it a twist, make sure they're aligned. There we go. Okay, so I've got a couple of those flowers made up, and I can now kind of start to arrange the pieces and add these sort of jeweled sequin centers as well to sort of top it off. So say for this one, if you want to do like a beaded section in the center, I can show you how I did that. So I used some of our limoncello sequins, and you get several different kinds of sequins in the set. So I'm going to use the matte ones and then the beads. So I'm going to use the matte sequin as a base for this one. So just using express glue as a base, and then once that's secure, give it a couple of seconds, and then over the top I'm going to add a couple of these beads, but I'm actually going to do this with a glue gun, I think, just to make sure that these stick. So just going to blob some hot glue on there, and then take some of these beads and sprinkle them over the top and sort of push them together, and it creates like a seeded effect on the center of the flower. It's really cool and really easy to do. And then just take away any of the excess ones, so that one there, So there you go, you can kind of see those centres. And you can play around with the different sequins and beads in the set and see which one would work best for whatever colour or centres you want to create. So we have sequins and beads for pretty much every colour cardstock. So if you didn't want yellow centres, you could do pink centres, you could do purple centres, blue, gold, silver. We've got you covered no matter what sequins or beads you want to use for those centre of the flowers, but they really do make them come to life, I think. So we can start to arrange those on there. I can always go in and add some more sequins and beads to the centres after if I really want to, so that's not an issue. I'm going to pop the leaves down first, like so. And I could even glitter some more of the elements of the flowers or even the leaves in the corresponding glitters, like the coloured glitters, because we have our colour story which matches all of our cardstock to all of our other product, like our glitters and our embossing powders and stuff like that. So if you wanted to play around with layering up those glitters, you could definitely do so. Going to layer a couple of more off, I think. Maybe one down here. And you can change up the colours depending on what colour scheme you're working to, anything like that. That's the beauty of working with florals. I think you can really go to town with the flowers or the colours that you use, because flowers can pretty much be any colour you want them to be. Okay, I think I'm just going to quickly add a couple more centres to my flowers and then add my number on. Like obviously I've done quite a pink colour scheme, which would work perfectly, I think, for if you were popping this on a child's cake or something like that. I think that would just be so cute. But like say if you had it for a wedding, and you could match the paper flowers to the colours of the flowers in your bouquet if you wanted to. So really versatile idea. Okay, last but not least, we can add that number on there. So just with some express glue, I'm going to do that, like so. Make sure that's nice and straight. I'm doing it upside down, so I'm not sure how straight that is. I'll just turn it around. There we go. Okay, and then last but not least, to make it into that table number decoration or that cake topper, you just need a stick. So these are just lollipop sticks. I believe that's what they're called, and you can get them from pretty much any craft store. But you could just use wooden skewers or whatever, and then you just want to attach it with a glue gun or with some hot glue at the back, just to make sure it's secure. There we go. And there you have it. You have some really lovely table number decorations or cake topper decorations. Perfect for, I think, any occasion, especially as we're now starting to plan those things a little bit more. People are starting to think about what they can add to their special day, whether it is a party or a wedding or something like that. Obviously mine was like an oval based, but you could even do something that is a little bit different and do like just a number, which we do have dies for that, so it's completely up to you what kind of vibe you're going for. And as you can see, just by changing up the glitter colour and the flower colours, it creates a really different look and feel. So yeah, I think you can have some fun playing around with those and changing them up to suit you in your event. So if you like those dies, or you're interested in that July super summer super sale, sorry, make sure to head on over to the website and check it out. Like I said, there are not just floral dyes on there, there are tons of other dyes. So maybe you've had something on your list from chapter 1 or chapter 2 and you weren't sure, go and check that out now and you'll save some money on that, and you'll have some fantastic dyes on there to pick from. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video today, guys. Make sure to stay safe, keep crafting, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks!